earlier we were showing you the difference between the new Georgia law that just almost takes away every minority's right to vote. It just stifles every single one of them. Makes them illegal citizens, really. Of course, it does nothing of the kind. And we compared their laws to New York. And Georgia was far easier to vote than New York. There's also a comparison to some of the other states. For instance, Senate Bill 202 makes substantial changes to elections in Georgia. No excuse absentee voting. Voters can cast ballots without offering an excuse in 2/3 of the states, including Georgia. An excuse is required in 1/3 of the states, including New York. Georgia lawmakers considered eliminating no excuse absentee voting this year, but ultimately did not. Okay, a deadline to request an absentee ballot. 22 states allow voters to apply for absentee ballots less than 7 days before an election. 13 states set the application deadline 7 days before the election. Georgia becomes one of 11 states that set the application deadline more than 7 days before the election. Georgia voters must request ballots at least 11 days in advance. Previously, most counties allowed voters to request ballots up until the Friday before the election. So they lengthened that period. If you want a ballot, you got to request it 11 days in advance. How horrifying. How horrifying.
If you can't decide if you want to participate in an election
11 days before?
11 days out, then,
yeah.
you know.
Sorry.
Seriously. So what this is saying is that there are many more states that are more restrictive
than Georgia.
But it was just an opportunity. It was an opportune time to do it, and they had the MLB All-Star Game as the card they could play.
Verifying absentee ballots. To verify the identity of voters, 30 states matched their signatures on absentee ballots with signatures already on file. 30 states do that. 6 other states require signatures but don't verify. 8 states require a voter's signature plus the signature of a witness. My gosh. Oh, my God. Are there any sporting events being held in any of those states?
Exactly the point.
3 states require ballot envelopes to be notarized. Notarized!
I'm going to find out what states.
2 states require voters to submit a copy of some sort of identification. Under SB 202, Georgia will become one of the 4 states that require voters to submit a driver's license number. So you just have to put your driver's license number on the application.
What?
That is ridiculous. That's a big deal? Look on the driver's license and then write down those numbers. It's not that hard. Well, except for, I guess, blacks and Hispanics don't have driver's licenses.
Well, they don't have internet access either.
Right, or internet access. That's true, too. Yeah. Do they have mailboxes?
Again, I don't know. I can't verify that on the fly.
Georgia authorized, drop boxes now. All states allow voters to return absentee ballots by mail. Almost all states allow them to drop off ballots at local election offices. 11 states, including Georgia, allow voters to return ballots to other locations. This was one of the big deals. They limited the number of drop box locations. You can't do the drop box anymore. Yeah, you can. There's a few less of them. Big deal. So Georgia allows voters to return ballots to other locations, such as early voting sites. States typically set minimum requirements for the location, number of hours, and security of drop boxes. Georgia authorized drop boxes for the first time on an emergency basis, and now they've done it permanently.
Yeah, I mean, this is the pandemic residuals we've been harping about for a year, saying there are going to be so many unintended consequences and some intended consequences from this pandemic bullcrap, and some of it right here. By the way, side note, one of the cities mentioned as a possible replacement for Atlanta is Milwaukee, since Hank Aaron played there before the Braves moved to Atlanta. Boy, I can't wait for that day. Make that announcement, please, because Wisconsin is one of those states where when you sign it, you better have a witness, so help me. And if you show up at the poll, you better have a driver's license or a photo ID. So bring it on. Move the All-Star Game to Wisconsin. We're ready for you.
They won't make a peep about it.
We will.
Yeah, but nobody will listen. Window for early in-person voting. Early in-person voting is available in 43 states, including states with all mail elections. That's all like mail, not M-A-L-E, M-A-I-L.
Yeah, might have a better outcome.
All I know.
What's that?
That's true.
What was that, Keith?
We would for sure have a better outcome. There's no question. Did you see the difference in approval rating between women and men with Biden? It's a humongous gap. Women approve of him far more than men.
They feel sorry for the old man. He needs a nurse.
Yeah, I guess. 24 states, including Georgia, allow some weekend voting. Early voting periods range in length from 4 days to 45 days. The average is 19. SB 202 in Georgia would have a minimum of 17 days of early voting, with 2 additional Sunday voting days for counties that want them, for a maximum of 19 days. Again, New York has 7 days early voting. 7.
Move the All-Star game to New York City. Go to Yankee Stadium.
We got a great argument if they go there.
Yeah,
too.
we're just waiting. We're just waiting, MLB. Pick a state. Pick any state.
Now, here's the big one.
Uh-oh.
Okay, this is the one. Food and drink for voters in line. Okay? Can you have food and drink? Do you offer a 7-course meal while I'm waiting in line? Do you have steak and lobster? Okay. You have surf and turf, I hope?
Well, if they do, can I get one of those bibs? Because I don't want to get messy. It's vote day.
Well,
you know?
They better provide a bib.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking about voting. Obviously, you need to be fed well and your clothing protected while you eat.
Thank you.
In line to vote. All states limit campaigning near polling places. All of them. Why? That's a constitutional issue. That's why. Regulating behavior such as distributing campaign literature and wearing campaign apparel. SB 202 goes further, prohibiting anyone from distributing food and drink to voters waiting in line. It allows poll workers to make self-service water available, though, but doesn't require it. So you can, if you're a poll worker, give people water in line. If somebody is actually dying of thirst while waiting to vote, you can give them a drink of water.
Think back through your life.
Save their life.
What are some buildings you have gone to vote in? Schools?
Schools? Mm-hmm. County buildings?
Churches?
Uh-huh.
Right?
City halls?
All these places have water in them, or water fountains, or some sort of a water cooler with cups. Do we even need a poll worker to be involved, which they can be if that's necessary? But what about the guy behind you in line? Is he going to say, no, you can't come back and get back in line where you were? Seriously?
Also, how difficult is it just to bring a bottle of water if it's that big a deal to you? Bring with you a bottle of water! You might have noticed, bottled water is a thing now. And it's been a thing for a while. You can actually bring it with you when you go someplace. So...
Wait, what now?
Yeah, you could, like, we have a little fridge where we keep bottled water.
Okay, walk us through this.
And sometimes I'll just open the door and grab a bottle. And if I know I'm going to be someplace for a while and I'm going to get thirsty, I'll bring that bottle of water with me to the place I'm going.
So it's almost like... so you carry it with you.
Yeah, I carry it with me. I put it in a little cup holder in my car while I'm driving. But then when I get to the destination, I pick it up out of the cup holder and bring it with me.
Yeah, but
You can't do that?
First of all, obviously you're an elitist if you have access to bottled water. But then
it's crazy.
Let's noodle this out. You just took it out of the fridge. And by the time you get to the polling place, there's probably going to be all this condensation. It's going to be nasty, you know. You don't want your hands getting all wet, and then you're
a little bit warmer too.
Right, it's going to be warmer.
And I like really cold water.
And so you're going to be standing in line with this wet water bottle that's been sweating in your car, and now it's in your hands, and it's gross, man. I want it fresh. I want it right there at the polling place.
With no condensation on it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you know, the poll workers can give you some, so...
It says can. It says
they can. They don't have to.
So what if they don't want to?
But then they don't. Then they probably won't.
Well, then that's suppression.
And then you just die in line. You just die.
Again, you can't say,
care.
hey, I'm going to go grab a drink of water. Can you please hold my spot?
Yeah, you could, but who does that?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's called communication.
Yeah, you could do that, but who does?
Right.
I mean, what human being would communicate with someone else that they don't know in a line waiting to vote? You couldn't do that. Nobody's going to. So
I mean, you think about how divided we are on politics.
Mm-hmm.
And newsflash, we are.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one place where you're standing in line where people are just talking and just, shooting the breeze. And,
yeah.
No one's saying, so you're going to vote for Biden or Trump?
No, nobody says that.
No, they're like...
That's never happened in line.
They're like, man, it's been beautiful weather here. Yeah, it's a little hot, though, for early November. Yeah. And then the next thing you know, you realize, oh, my gosh, I'm in line talking with the neighborhood gadfly, Pat Gray from The Blaze, because all he does is blah, blah, blah when he's out in public.
Right. We should shut up for a minute. That's what they're thinking.